You're listening to a Destiny Park Media podcast. So, season 2, episode 1, begins with a reanimation of the incident where Momo is being attacked by these gray, almost gargoyle-looking men.
Yeah.
The Keto family.
Yeah, the Keto family. Mm-hmm.
That's who they're called.
Yeah.
And I will say that the animation and art for the beginning of season 2, episode 1, looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a great job of choreographing that scene and making it more visually interesting as opposed to just like flat angles and like boring centered images of guys just walking towards her.
Yeah, that would have been...
It was more dynamic here.
Makes it more tense.
Yeah. So it started off pretty theatrical and cinematic. But yeah, the rest of the episode, Gigi and Okarun are exploring the house that they're visiting. Because the season 1 ended with the 3 kids, Gigi, Okarun, and Momo, checking out Gigi's parents' house because Gigi said that there's a spirit in there that's haunting him and made his parents have to leave, is what he said. Okay.
Yeah. I had forgotten kind of the motivation of why the parents weren't even there, but...
Yeah, he had said that his parents got sick. And that's why he was by himself in that house.
I like that I like that. They were kind of building this kind of weird story behind what was, the house and what was going on there.
Yeah. And so the first episode appears to be that, Gigi and Okarun, well, first of all, Momo does get out of that situation, so everyone can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
She's okay. I think a few eps ago, I predicted that Turbo Granny would have something to do with it because she looks after young women. But she's doing this weird, like, tsundere thing. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Where she's, like, pretending she doesn't care.
Aha.
Where she's like, oh, it's just luck.
Yeah.
It's just luck that helped you.
Yeah.
I just happened to be around, so my luck helped you.
Yeah. And it can also help others.
It can also help the enemy, too. Yeah. It's like, what the hell?
I'm just a lucky cat.
That's funny. But... She gets out of it, and so Turbo Granny is with them, and that's a fun comic relief character, but also a good exposition character where she knows about all the yokai.
Yeah, she has the knowledge base of kind of like what's going on. Kind of feel some of our young protagonists into the story. So that I thought that part was really cool.
Yeah, and Gigi and Okarun are back at the house, and they get a visitor. And it's actually all those Keto family women.
Yes. Oh, man.
Yeah.
The women. There's some really great set pieces during these episodes, but especially when Momo gets back to that house.
Yeah.
But there's I think when you guys see it, you'll know kind of more of like what we're talking about. But
yeah, there is a fight scene between Momo and someone. I won't say who.
Yeah,
but it's really spectacularly done.
It's really good.
Really good to see in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very theater worthy for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Instead of going beat by beat for the plot, should we just get more?
About kind of our feelings about what we saw, some standout moments and things like that, for sure.
So I'll give some broad beats just so people have some context.
Sure.
After this fight, the kids are going to be sacrificed to a giant
like
snake who turns out to be a worm.
Yeah, like an earthworm, but like some giant... Yeah, gargantuan earthworm.
Gargantuan worm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the town legend was that it was a snake, which is kind of good Don humor.
I like that, though, because that's very... The show, I'll probably get into it more of, like, my thoughts, but I think the show is actually doing something interesting where it's, like, having this commentary on people.
Yeah.
And I don't think... If you're not paying attention, I don't think you'll notice it.
Yeah.
Which I really, really like.
But what happens is that worm is basically making people want to kill themselves.
Right.
And that's dark. Like, Momo and Okarun, as soon as they're in like proximity to this worm, they immediately start to kill themselves.
Yeah,
like,
so some vibrational, I don't know what you want to, like vibrational like sound and waves that like affects most everybody.
Yeah. It gets like graphic where, Okarun grabs glass and tries to stab himself, or Momo grabs glass and tries to stab herself, but then the cat is there.
That was a good visual. The cat,
what the hell?
Turbo Grinch just getting stabbed.
Yeah, and then she pulls the glass out.
That was good.
But and then through happenstance, we start to see that that spirit that's been haunting Gigi since the end of season 1, where we first saw him.
Yeah.
We start to learn that spirit's backstory, and it's
that was really cool.
Yeah, that it was haunting and sad and beautiful and dark.
Very dark. Very dark.
Gigi tries to befriend the spirit because he feels bad for it. He sees the backstory and he goes, this guy's been through so much.
Yeah.
We're talking about this in a way to leave room for people, even if they didn't care about spoilers, to have stuff to look forward to.
Right, exactly. I like that.
So, but Gigi does befriend the spirit and he says, "Hey, I'm with you for the long haul," or something like that.
Did say that,
I'm with you forever. And the spirit says, "Hey, you said it," and possesses him.
Yep.
Oh, I'm like, no, dude. From there, that is where the title of this collection of episodes or arc got its name, the Evil Eye arc.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's the Evil Eye spirit.
Yeah.
And it looks scary as hell.
Yeah.
And freaky. And Gigi takes on a new form where he is incredibly ripped. And
you know what's funny? I didn't realize how ripped he was even before
he was already
that.
ripped.
Yeah, he's like a soccer guy.
He had an 8-pack already.
Yeah, he was out there.
Well, I thought of some of my femme friends watching that third episode because
like that.
there was some glorious male fan service for us.
Yeah. Shout out to the the male fan service for the yeah. Woo!
I didn't mind.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought it was good. They service both, honestly.
Well, that's last year when we were talking about how that first episode had Momo pretty much naked.
Yeah,
I remember saying like, I don't mind fan service.
Sure.
But if it's only like going towards one side of the audience, that's when I don't like it.
Right.
And
it's one-sided.
Yeah, and this show they've rectified or erectified. No,
that was very good.
These are young kids.
This is very good.
They're like 17 or 16.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, I'm not there.
I'm not there. But they're there.
They're there. So, to be clear, I'm not the one rectified.
Yeah. Rectified is so good.
That's horrible. I'll have to cut that.
No, that's... rectified is good.
You're like, come on, man.
I'm like, that's good.
I'm woke. All right.
Yeah, I'm woke. Exactly. Come on, Mike.
All right. So... We'll use AI to make it sound like you said it.
Yeah, there you go. Switch
you don't
voice.
mind.
Yeah, I know.
All right. But there's an epic showdown between Okarun, his Turbo Granny form, and the Evil Eye. And Evil Eye is in his tidy whities.
Yeah.
Or Evil Eye / Gigi.
Yeah, because Gigi, he lost his clothes or something like that.
Point.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was really cool to see him being such a good friend to Momo and to Okarun and caring about them, and
he really went all out,
saving their lives, and also him falling down the stairs that freaking scared the crap out of me.
Yeah,
he fell hard.
Yeah.
That was really well animated.
That was really good.
That and just the stakes felt real, and the fact that the house was on top of like previous iterations of the house,
which is super. That's such a cool idea.
That felt like a reference to Uzumaki by Junji Ito.
Oh, sick!
You should check that manga out if you haven't. But
and even the color tone, I think down there kind of fits in that, right?
Yeah, I think that was a reference to Uzumaki
for sure.
But if not, it is. We got to stay and listen to the directors of this new season talk. And I really appreciated hearing all of the like concerted effort they put into making this arc look different from the rest of the show.
Yeah, that was great.
The color palette was different because it's horror. they talked about which movies they watched for inspiration,
which was really cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that creative stuff.
Yeah, they got in the weeds about kind of their creation process for the show, at least for this arc specifically, and where their strengths lied and how they helped each other kind of put together this piece, and I thought that was really cool. So
I did some reading on the rumor mill.
Oh, sure.
And there's a rumor about this season that I'm not sure if it's 100%. But we're a podcast, so we must spread misinformation.
Indeed, we must.
But what I had heard
it's our duty.
was that COVID vaccine. That's all I'll say.
Went to the right now.
What I'd heard was season 1 of this show that came out in 2024, first 12 episodes, and then this batch of 12 episodes was originally one season. That's what I'd heard.
Okay.
And the rumor is that because the first 4 episodes or so were leaked before the season came out.
Of the first season,
Netflix said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put out like this 12 episode batch, call that the first season, and then we'll take some extra time to finish this last 12 episodes. And maybe they added that second director.
Right, to make it a little more, add a splash to it.
Yeah. And that opening was like so beloved by people. Yeah. Deservedly so.
Yeah.
So maybe that's how he got the second director position.
Yeah.
Was because of the amazing feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
I caught some vibes. I could be wrong, but I caught some vibes that the one of the directors didn't want the other director there. But
I could see.
I don't want to say who. I don't want to start rumors.
Yeah, I could see that. But I also
like they were both respectful and professional.
Yeah, but I also have the judgment that artists are just kind of have interesting ways of expressing themselves.
Yeah, and also they both speak different first languages.
Right.
So there's going to be natural awkwardness.
Yes, and the break in tone and stuff like that.
So it's I'm probably making a mountain out of a Okaroon hill. Couldn't think of a creature.
Yeah, Okaroon is a big enough creature.
Mothman Hill.
Mothman.
Mothman should show up in this, I bet.
The show... Yeah, the show fits in, I feel like, in monster territory, even though like we're very specific about aliens versus
yokai.
Spirit. Yeah, thank you, yokai. Yeah,
but they talk about cryptids every now and then.
Yeah, I hear about it. Yeah.
Please God, please God, let this happen.
Please, yeah.
I love Mothman. No, he's a good friend of mine, but
yeah, absolutely.
No, all kidding aside, I guess let's get into. We've talked a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Referenced some of the cool stuff about the screening. Overall thoughts.
Yeah.
I'll say some of mine first.
Sure.
Gosh, talking about the story, I'm like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
But there's just something about the experience of watching them all the way we did.
Connected.
I started to lose track of when each episode began and when it ended. And I'm a guy who I have a natural rhythm for like picking up where an episode starts and where it ends, even if we don't have the opening and ending.
Right.
But the way this theatrical screening was edited, they would have a lot of different fade to blacks.
Right.
And what I thought was the end of one episode, I actually realized it was like not the end at all. There was another section left still. But yeah, it's tough because, like the opening, they didn't use the opening once. There's going to be a new season 2 opening. Like they've shared what song it is. But
really?
They didn't show the new opening once.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised by that then, I think. Yeah. Since I haven't even heard it yet.
I've only heard snippets.
Okay.
But it's, I thought that was an odd choice. The same thing happened with Dragon Ball Daima. They didn't show the new opening once at our screening.
That's a good point. They did not, yeah.
It's a weird thing because music is so great, in movies. I got the feeling that like there's this weird energy where people are talking about this online and they're calling it a movie. And I accidentally called it a movie a little while back.
Yeah.
But it's not a movie.
No, it's not.
And it shouldn't be treated as a movie because it has the worst ending of all time if it's a movie. Like, it's horrible.
Like, this is not a good... this is a weird cliffhanger for a movie. Yeah,
and we have to wait a month for that.
Good point.
And by the way, it's going to be more than a month because we have to they put out an episode a week. Like nobody's thought about that.
That's right. They do put out an episode a week,
unless they don't do the Daima thing and they just put out the first 4. But
that would be great.
That'd be great. But otherwise, we're going to have to wait 2 months essentially to find out what happens after the volcano explodes.
You would hope that they are done now. You would hope. This is not a Dragon Ball situation.
you would hope they're not done?
Yes, you would hope this is not a... you know more about the Dragon Ball situation. I assume that this is not that.
I think it might be because it's not out in Japan yet. Like it's not like the episodes are going to be coming out in a batch.
Sure.
It has to air in Japan.
You're right.
So
you're right.
Unless Don to Don, trying to think.
They're cooler.
Is it on TV? Can you check if it's on TV?
If Don Don in Japan is on TV.
Yeah, it's on TV. Because it's on Netflix in the US, but that doesn't mean it's coming out in Japan on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You don't have to yell at me about it.
Yes, it does have a I guess it has been on TV.
It's on a JNN network.
Yeah.
Any hoot.
So it could be there eventually, but, this is us trying to sleuth around and figure out if it's there or not. But
yeah, my point is just that we're probably going to have to wait a while for that, the resolution of the volcano cliffhanger, which we already had to wait for the resolution of the Momo cliffhanger.
Yeah, but I think from my viewpoint, it makes the event more exciting that, well, not to the expense that we have to wait, but I think it's cool that we were able to catch a glimpse in before it comes out.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But yes, the waiting part's not great, but what can you do?
Yeah. And apparently the arc is almost over. So.
Yeah. It doesn't, this arc to me didn't seem like it was going to be a big long one.
Yeah.
It felt like a very condensed, this is a piece, and then after we're done with that, then we'll move into like the next thing. So,
so my thing is that I thought season 1 of Don to Don had some of the best animation I've seen in years, and not just the action, but the character animation and the facial expressions, and the sense of emotion I got from it. And unfortunately, for me, I'm left very cold by this new season and how the artwork looks. And a lot of the character sheets, or at least the character designs in these episodes, seem to be more simplified.
Okay.
Like, especially Okarun and Gigi in that scene where they're at the house. They didn't look right to me. They looked off model.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I just found myself... And they would do stuff like having a still image and then doing a transition to another still image and doing that a lot for like moments where it's not like it was a flashback. It was like
in the present time.
Yeah. And it seemed like it almost reminded me of One Punch Man season 2, where it's a show where they're trying to catch up and they have a bad animation schedule and they're under the clock.
Gotcha.
But I hate to say it, but then, every episode, I think, had one key scene where all of a sudden the animation got insanely good. So I will give it that. For example, the fight scene between Momo and one of the Keto people. That was really great.
Yeah.
The scene where Okarun and Gigi / the Evil Eye get into their fight, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was actually emotionally awesome as well. That was one of the few times where I felt like hyped.
Yeah, that was a really wild fight.
Yeah. And the when he's doing that's a great character moment when he's doing his little pull-ups and hitting him while doing them. He's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was so great.
Yeah.
Apparently in the manga he only just does that first 20. But for the anime, they said, we got to have him do it more.
Yeah. They just want to keep doing it.
He does it 100 times in the anime.
Yeah, it's sick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah,
he's trying to break through, so.
It's so cool.
It's dope.
That's a great scene. And what else? I heard that one of the attacks was called Jennifer Lopez Anaconda, which I didn't hear that in the screening. I don't know whose. But some of the audio mix in this is pretty tough to hear.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because in the theater, I didn't hear that at all. But when I got home, I read some of the comments, and people were like, "They said Jennifer Lopez Anaconda." Yeah.
What? That's such a weird. That's so weird. I didn't catch that at all.
It's Don to Don.
Yeah, I could assume it's not past them to do something funny and goofy like that.
Yeah. I don't know why.
That's interesting.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it at all. But
my theory is that it was one of those moments where the dub studio added a lot of reverb and effects, and then also
I just want to cover it up.
The theater mix is probably tough
to hear that. Yeah, I can see that,
especially if it's a bunch of guys yelling,
right?
Because I think it was during the Okarun and Gigi fight.
Okay, sure. It was too epic to be heard.
It was. They said we're going to save that for the Crunchyroll version.
Yeah, there you go. The re-release.
Yeah. And I have heard that some of the animation might not be finished yet. Okay. And so maybe there will be another sheen of quality added to these episodes. But there's only a month before it premieres. So
sure.
I'm not so... But yeah, so it's not like it's like... It's not like the show has become terrible, but it has become more generic, in my opinion. Okay. The art.
Yeah, the art style.
Style.
For sure.
And I don't know if maybe that's them, like, trying to make it look more like a horror anime.
Oh, yeah, because the guy was talking about colors and tone and
art.
Yeah, and they wanted the... You know what? Yeah, you say that, and I think that might have been on purpose, because I remember the director saying that he was he's watching movies that... horror movies have a certain way of shooting things where things are more flat and like they have to sit so that you can like feel the tenseness, like the old lady staring like through the window like has to be flat and stiff, and it's things like that. And I think he tried to incorporate a lot of that stuff into the app.
I'll be happy if I missed that, because I want to support the show, but I was let down by the fact that it was a dub screening, and then the fact that I had really high expectations, I think, for the animation.
Sure.
But I still had some key moments where I said, "Oh, that was awesome."
Yeah.
Especially the Okarun squats or whatever he's doing. That's so great.
Out here working out.
Yeah. Well, and it's like a character moment.
It is.
That's the thing, is like what I felt was missing from a lot of this was like awesome character moments. But I say that, but then I think everyone had a cool moment. Like Momo got to do some cool stuff. Gigi got to be, he was kind of the star of the,
Gigi was
the 3 episodes.
Yeah, this was Gigi's thing.
Yeah.
Definitely, this is definitely Gigi's thing.
He's become part of the gang now, whereas we used to, I certainly had my issues with him in season 1. So I would say that makes this cool. I have hope that when I watch it on Crunchyroll, because I'll still watch. I'm not burned.
That would be horrible. Just like this is shit.
Well, I'll be honest. I've had my moments this weekend where I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, you're not into it.
I wasn't. I had to come to terms with what it was, I think, as opposed to what I wanted it to be.
Oh, sure. You had it built up.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I almost went and saw it again.
How long is it going?
I don't know, but it was still going this weekend.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
It wasn't like a one night thing.
Okay. So, cool. If it's still out,
I would see it Japanese though. I want to see it subbed.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Because
is that even possible?
I know these. Yeah, no, it's so I forgot to mention this.
Yeah.
They do tell you which screening you're buying.
Oh.
But on Google, it's on the left side where it usually says something like IMAX or 3D. But I missed that when I was looking at showtimes, and I sent you that screenshot.
Sure.
But I missed that Willow Creek, for whatever reason, they were only doing dubbed.
Yeah. That's really interesting to me.
And I was like, oh, Imagine must not think their clients want sub. Yeah. But then I looked at Imagine Egan. They're only doing subbed.
Interesting. That's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
So people kind of just had to decide to pick what they wanted.
Those theaters are pretty close to each other, so I guess they're like, oh,
I'll do the dub, you do the sub.
Well, having a separate building for the subbies and the dubbies,
I think it's cool.
A good idea.
Yeah,
because they don't, as we've established this on this show, They don't get along.
Yes, we don't see that.
We've had some big fights on here.
Some blow-ups.
Takamura said, "That's my boy." And I yell, that's not canon.
That's not canon. He stood there and smiled.
The stupid voice actor added that. What if he improvised that? Guys, what if I had him say, that's my boy?
That's my boy. What do you think of that?
And then Ippo's voice actor, I don't know about that.
He's like, shut up, boy.
Shut up. You're my boy.
Yeah, shut up, boy. You're my boy.
And he's like, it's the last episode. Let's just let him do what he wants.
Just let him go.
Nobody's buying this.
Let him go.
Nobody's buying these DVDs anyway.
No. Which I would love, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I bought the first Blu-ray for IPPO.
Did you?
Yeah. And I actually did buy the second and third as well.
Nice.
But then I returned them because I'm having these mental health things where like I feel bad for
buying it.
For buying it, yeah. Because I used my gift cards and reward points that I had saved up for Amazon. I've got like 430 of those.
Nice.
430 Amazon dollars.
Nice.
With the rewards and the gift cards.
Nice.
But I was like, I don't know. I heard about people. What happened was on social media, someone was bragging about going on a vacation with all of their credit card points.
How do you do that? How the hell do you do that?
With credit card points?
Credit card points, not the gift card points.
Yeah.
Or not, sorry, gift card money. Yeah.
You just said grift card.
Grift card. Really, I like cool. That.
That's really good. We got to remember that.
That's another one.
Grift card. All right.
Grift card.
Now it's saved.
There you go.
That's if we're starting to do like an anti-capitalist swing.
Yes. Grift card.
Listen, all you and your grift cards. That's good. Man, you're good.
We're coming up with some good shit.
Nah, it's just you.
No.
That's my boy.
Grift card. And he ties it with a bow.
That'll be the TikTok clip, of course.
There you go.
Oh, man.
That's good. That's good shit.
But yeah, no, Don sucks. New season sucks.
New season's a piece of shit.
New season sucks. They don't have enough explanation dialogue about who's boy.
Yeah. That's true. There's no boys happening.
Momo's not saying, that's my boy.
That's my boy to Gigi.
Oh, no, all kidding aside, I remember after we saw the movie, I did mention to you that it reminded me of Hajime no Ippo, New Challenger.
Oh, the shift between the two.
The shift, and I know it's not as extreme of an animation shift, but the shift that I felt more than the animation was like a shift of like...
Tone, yes.
Tone, yeah. Really tone and like the feeling of like these characters are super unique and look aesthetically pleasing and also have like a ton of personality, and it goes from that to more generic.
Sure.
And I could be wrong, and that's what this podcast is for us to be honest. That's why I didn't see it again, is because I wanted to capture my honest first impressions.
Sure.
But so I was disappointed.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not out yet.
You haven't stepped out of Dandadan land?
No, I'll be there on July 3rd, waiting for the fireworks to go off.
Woo! Yeah,
I love this.
That'd be great.
No, I bet there's going to be moments when I watch it on Crunchyroll where I go, oh, I get this now.
Yeah.
Because I think I just got too many left hooks.
Yeah.
Too many shocking things where one, it was the dub. Then there was a season 1 recap that suddenly became part of the movie.
Yep. It was like folded in.
Then it's not really a movie. Yeah. So why do I call it a movie?
Right. You had some things that you had set in your mind about it.
Yeah.
And it did the opposite of all of those things.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah. And I think I had high expectations for what the evil eye was. And like, I kind of, you know what it was, dude? Oh, this is all my fault.
Oh, what are you thinking?
I had thought that season 2 was basically going to be all about the evil eye for some reason.
Oh, sure.
Because the season 2 promo image was just this purple guy.
Yeah.
They like the season 2 trailer was just about him. So I thought that this season was going to be like the show becoming more shonen. You remember that? I brought that up a few episodes ago.
That's right.
And I was nervous, but I was like, oh, I'm kind of excited because people love Dandadan after the evil eye stuff.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. And I think maybe I just got my wires crossed.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
This arc is almost done.
Yeah.
And it's clear that it's like another Dandadan adventure.
Yep.
But it did get a little darker.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I think that once I watched on Crunchyroll with the opening and closing, and I can see each episode, because one of the cool things they brought up was that they're the main directors. This was actually a separate interview I read.
Oh, cool.
From one of the co-directors.
Okay.
He said each episode of this season is directed by someone different. But they're like the main directors.
I see. They're the heads.
They're the series directors, but each episode is directed by a different person.
That's cool.
And he says you can feel each person's personality in their episode.
Right.
So that makes me excited. And
yeah, that's dope.
I'm you know what's weird is that in talking to you and voicing our opinions, I am more hyped now than I was before I watched the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it another chance.
Yeah, I think you should. I think, and I think that's probably the difference between you and I on the viewing is, my opinion up front is I really loved it. I loved, a lot of what they did, but I came into it, I didn't know a lot of anything really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You tipping me to the fact that they were going to do like a 3 episode, like that was so it's only like a day, like a few days of knowing that was even going on. Mm-hmm. So there was nothing in my brain to like conceptualize for it. I just heard, you're saying, oh, they're doing the showing. My brain goes, yo, that show that I fucking love, they're doing 3 episodes. Sick.
It's a movie?
Yeah, or whatever. It's a movie. Like, it's an event, basically.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, that's dope. That's super. That's why I immediately, I was like, yo, we gotta see that.
Yeah. No, that's why I sent it to you.
Yeah. I was like, yes, this is dope. This is dope. So, I was geeked by that. And then, I actually didn't know, like, it was called, I didn't really know anything. Honestly, it's such a dad. I'm just like, I'm getting information new, reacting on the fly, and then, like, I don't pick it up again until, like, I'm there.
Yeah.
I could have researched it and been like, what's going on with the evil eye? Like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
But I didn't bother. I was just like, okay, there's an event. Yeah, exactly. There's an event.
Let's go.
Let's go to that. I'll see you there. And then, like, that was it.
Don't ask questions.
Yep.
Just consume product.
Yeah, just consume. I was just there to consume products. Just like a good old American.
That's a Red Letter Media reference. Don't ask questions. Just consume product.
Just consume products.
No.
Shovel it down.
No. It's fine. The boys are naked.
Yep, it's all right.
They're playing soccer.
Patting his back, rubbing it. Yeah, just consume. No, it's so I went in very blindly. Just knowing that the show is one of my favorites of last year. Super excited to see what they were going to do with it. I had also forgotten about the fact that they were doing the new director thing. Like, I had remembered a little bit, but I didn't really think too much about that.
Yeah.
So I went in watching it and, surprised that it was dubbed. I
had whispered to him.
Yeah, you're like,
get ready for the subtitles.
The sub, it's coming. I'm like, they're talking in like English for a lot of it, and I'm like, wait, is there a point where they're just gonna like it would have been so distracting, like starting so English and then just switching over to like that would have been so weird. I would have been like,
that's where my anxiety came from, because I'm like, why is this recap dubbed? But it seems like something they would do.
Right. I'm like, so they're just gonna switch into, and then they did, and they just kept going. I was like,
what the hell?
Okay, keeping it consistent. So this is like my viewpoint. I'm like, okay, keeping it consistent, that's good.
And for me, it was my worst nightmare.
Yeah, you're like, why are they still talking in my native language?
No, I can understand this.
I don't like you.
When are they going to say Bakana?
Yeah. Nani?
Yeah.
Oos? There was no oos.
There was no oos.
I don't think they had a oos moment in that during that ep, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
there was no lock-in.
It was in English. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there wasn't like no oos moment.
I think there was, if like when Momo was leaving and Okarun had to get her out of there, he might have said, you're going to get to the top and you're going to find help. She might have said, oos.
Yeah. That's a good place
in her eyes.
Yeah, that's cute. It's very cute too. I think did she hold his hand like a little bit, like when they were talking in front of each other?
See, I
can't remember if she was holding his, like, if she went to reach his hand.
If she did, they didn't do as well of a character interaction moment, like the romance stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I love about season 1, is there was a whole romance arc.
Yeah, and I think they're going to go
in the background.
They're definitely going back to it, because there's
too much going on right now.
Yeah, it's like it's very teenage energy too. It's like there's this background of romance, but there's also a lot of danger happening, and then a lot of confusion.
Yeah,
and then trying to resolve or escape.
Yeah.
No, I really loved what they did with the arc as far as giving the evil eye like some context into like why it was there.
Yeah.
I like the drawing of the evil eye type ghostly character.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I thought that was
more pencil-y.
Yeah, pencil-y, thick lines, real thick lines on that. Yeah. Especially in the eye formation was very thick. I thought that was really good. Yeah. The eyes also were pointed in a weird direction.
It almost looks like a disturbed child's drawing.
Yeah, but done very well.
Yeah, but done very well and artistically.
Yeah. But, so I think that was great. Yeah. And let's see what else about it. So I had a ball with it.
Yeah.
I also, as a weird juxtaposition, I actually loved that I couldn't tell episode to episode.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it works for me sitting in a theater. For it to flow, I think is more important than to break between. It makes sense because it's a seasonal show, so there should be breaks. But since it was I'm kind of it's a new rules for an event showing for me. So I'm if it's an event, package it. They ended up actually packaging it as an event. So it's we gave you a front end. We gave you some dialogue about the season that you guys previously saw. We kept it all cohesive, and then we made sure that these episodes kind of flowed all together so that I know you didn't like that piece of it.
I would say they didn't even flow into each other though, because
you thought that you just broke.
They were just fade outs, and then it was done, and then the next episode would start with a repeat of what just happened.
I see what you're saying. And the execution of the flow was not.
Here's my crazy opinion. Mm-hmm. If they edited out the redoing of the same scene, so it didn't feel like it was a new episode beginning, and just made it a one big theatrical moment and did the whole arc.
I respect that.
Then this could have been an insane.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
I think it could have been an anime movie.
Yeah, I respect that thought.
Yeah,
they could have. I respect that because they didn't go all the way.
Yeah, because
I see what you're saying.
They wanted to be paying tribute to everyone who worked on this season. The people working on this season didn't know it was going to be a movie until last minute.
Right. So, oh, I'm sure. Sure.
So it's fuck. What pressure to go? Oh, this was supposed to be on TV, but
now we kind of have to figure out a way to
But the show was done when they figured out it was going to be a movie.
Right. So, right. No, that's a great point. They could have
had to stand up.
Yeah. Exactly.
In a theater.
Yeah.
Which it did.
Yeah. Which it
for the most part.
Yeah. I think it really did. And I think that given the arc, given how action oriented the arc is, also fits well in theaters.
Yeah.
The kung fu scene with the Momo and the old lady was fantastic. Obviously the GG and the Okarun fight is fantastic.
I feel like there's a second one that I forgot about.
There's one in there I'm trying to think about right now.
Would it be Gigi's transformation into the evil eye?
Gigi's transformation, is strong. Also, Okarun transforming and then having to find a way. Oh, him launching her out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big moment as well. And then him having to go toe to toe. He's basically.
They had two fights. Yeah.
Yeah, he was down there by himself. With Turbo Granny, I think, was down there as well. Because she was still in the backpack, I think.
Yep.
And Momo didn't have the backpack.
There was a moment where I went, geez, where is she? Did she get forgotten?
She's just... shout out to Turbo Granny. She was very funny in this event. Just a lot of her lines are really hilarious, very crass. More crass than she usually is, yeah.
Well...
Do you think she sounded more crass to me? I don't know.
I think it's our memory of her because...
Yeah, probably.
I think she's more crass than she usually is as a cat. But remember, in her first appearance, she's like, I'm going to gobble your weenie.
Yeah, that's right.
And she was saying stuff about sucking tits. And so she used to be more vulgar. And when she was a cat, she was more focused on... I mean, let's not forget, she talks about how she took... Okaruns, excuse me. Almost.
Oh, yeah,
now you got me saying
there
it.
You go.
His balls, yeah. So I don't think she was more or less, but it still is shocking when you hear a cat talk about, you turds, you assholes.
It was the theater effect. You know what? She really stands out in the theater.
She's a Star is Born.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. A Star is Born indeed. Yeah, she really stood out in the theater.
She sure did.
Her mouth. It was pretty great. And she's just screaming down there, I'm stuck in this. What was it's some goo or something?
Yeah. And she's like, you better not fall in here.
Don't fall.
And he's like, I won't. And we all knew he was doomed to fall.
She set him up, dog. She shouldn't have. Don't fall. Like, when you say the thing, gets in people's heads. Sometimes. Not all the time.
I saw this great video of a woman doing like a parkour type stunt where it was like, I think it was like, not logs, but some structures in the water. And there was like 140 of them.
Sure.
And she was doing great. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. For like the number on the bottom of the screen was showing how many she had jumped on.
Sure.
And when she had gotten to like 70, the person with her said, halfway there. And people in the comments were like, God, my soul would have left my body hearing halfway there. And then he reminded her to breathe, just breathe. And that you just reminded me of that video talking about Okaroon.
It breaks rhythm, but I mean, I believe it does. He meant well, or everyone does in that space. It's just that it can break rhythm sometimes. But anyway, so I thought that was a really funny part. So I want to talk about when I was watching the movie event or whatever we want to call it, series, beginner
3 episodes.
Yeah, the Evil Eyes that were. I finally figured out that they're poking fun and commentary about people, types of people. And the reason why that came to mind is because there's always these situations where, like, there's always, like, men, like, trying to get at Momo, like, this weird, or maybe not men, things are always trying to get Momo.
Things that take on the appearance of men.
Yeah. And I'm like, I started to notice, I was like, this is like a commentary, I think. This seems like a weird commentary, like, without being overt. Like, these old men in the bathhouse, or I guess it's a hot spring.
Yeah, hot spring.
In the hot spring, going after her and being like overtly sleazy. Yeah. Like really overt, like to the point where I was like, oh, they're commenting like on like this weird thing between like disgusting old
gators.
Men. Yeah, gators. Thank you. Gators and like young women. So like, I thought that was really interesting that they were weaving that in. They were really pushing it too. Like I could tell like that they were doing it because they were pushing it more. Like they could have dropped it like after that hot spring scene, but they actually kept doing it throughout, like in the house and and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, they're doing commentary. And then they also did commentary on like conspiracy theorists, like cultish like behavior type people, like these older people, and like how they think. And like how they were only a subset of people in that town that believed that, and everybody else like weren't, like they heard about these things, but they didn't like believe it as deeply. Yeah, there was this cultish like behavior from this like certain family, and how like, and tiptoeing between that line of, do they have the answers, or is it not the full answers? And so Momo would be the other side of that, where she would say, no, this is not a snake. Yeah. This is not a god. Like, from the other side, it looks like this is a snake, this is a god, this is something that we must do this thing in order to save us. Momo's like, no, this is like a worm. It's like a giant worm. It just happens to be down here. This has nothing to do with it, And it's so funny that we talk about this dual thing when we, in the episode that, during this episode of Akira Slide, we were talking about the duality of the movies that we were talking about, and how that there was a disappointment between it not being one way, because it would feed back. It would be one way was a cultist way, and the other way was like some mental, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And even, and there's a weird connection in this series where like they did the same thing again.
Yeah, it's a horror trope, isn't it?
It's starting to feel like this horror trope that kind of fed through. It's like Momo's trying to be like the thinking part. Yeah, it's like, no, this is a real thing down there.
In the end of the arc, the volcano does go off.
The volcano does go off, and you're like, wait a minute.
This is from part 1. It's referring to when a horror movie like Rosemary's Baby or Hereditary, they'll spend the whole movie sort of talking about themes like mental health and paranoia, and the film will seem like an allegory for certain things, but at the end of the movie, what was once subtext becomes literal. So for Rosemary's Baby, she was worried her baby was going to be a demon, and it wound up being a demon. And for Hereditary, the context about mental health was replaced with an actual demon. So
these ketos were right.
Were they right?
They entered ketosis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
That's good.
Can you imagine if they came out of the snake vomited them up and they go, "We just entered ketosis."
That would have been fantastic.
If I was in charge of the dub for Don to Don, I would have made that joke.
Yeah, that would have been really great.
Only in the dub.
Oh my god!
In Japan, there's no way to translate.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Ketosis.
Ketosis.
Actually, they could have done that.
Oh my god! But so what it means is that, or at least from my perspective, is that the director actually nailed that horror trope.
Yeah.
From like a storyline perspective, and I'm putting it together now. I'm like, wow. Because we're just talking about these other movies that do the same thing.
Organic conversation between friends can solve a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to media.
Yeah, and that's so crazy. So yeah, I just I thought that was really fun and different, and it made you like question what was actually going on.
Yeah, we won't find out for a little while.
Yeah, exactly. Will it be revealed, or will it be one of those things?
I feel like Don to Don is the type of show where they would like nonchalantly and hilariously reveal that the volcano erupting was because of something. This thing.
Right, exactly.
Not related to the worm.
Thank you. And I believe that too, because I'm like, so. I always want to be on the side of like, I love the spirit thing is fun.
Cult.
Yeah, that's fun. I get it. There's some fun to that, but I also I'm a very weird, dual person.
Here's my thing is that I just realized the ketos have killed like kids for generations.
Yeah.
So it would be like too dark for it to not be the thing that caused the volcano to stay dormant. You know what I mean? That might be too dark to say like they killed these kids for no reason.
Yeah, but in reality,
it's so dark.
Yeah, in reality though.
Yeah, I know.
It's people. They're doing shit.
The witch trials.
Yeah, they're doing crazy shit like that, and
virgin sacrifices.
Yeah, and they don't even get. I don't even know in their time if they even get the answers. Like they believe what they believed and think that that's what they needed to do, and there wasn't like a second person that came behind them and said, "Hey, actually, we're actually good. We don't need to do those things." Yeah,
it turns out science has proven that there's no correlation between killing unrelated people and this event. And they're like, well, there's a great Sesame Street sketch I'd like to tell you about.
I would love to hear it.
So the sketch begins, and I'm going to give it seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
This is cinema. This is pure cinema.
Pure.
So Ernie, you know Ernie?
Yep, I do know the Ernie.
Okay. So he's got a banana to his ear.
Yep.
And Bert walks up to him and he says, Ernie, why do you have Ernie, hello, Ernie. And then he says, oh, sorry, Bert, I can't hear you. I got a banana in my ear. And he puts the banana back on his ear. And then Bert says, Ernie. And then this is much longer. I'm butchering it.
You're chopping it down.
This is the Cinema Sins breakdown.
The abridged.
Well, Ernie would actually never put a banana to his ear because he's a Muppet.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in bananas.
He just has the Cinema Sin. That's the worst Cinema Sin ever. Bert and Ernie are actually allergic to bananas. They've already explained that in a previous episode.
If you look back in the archives.
They're just making stuff up.
Yeah, at that point. Yeah, at that point.
But so I swear he says that alligators don't come to Sesame Street because he has the banana on his ear. And then Bert says, Ernie, we've never had alligators on Sesame Street before. And he goes, yeah, I know. That's why I have the banana in my ear.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I'm mixing something up.
No, that sounds so interesting, but so it would be a gag from Sesame Street that would totally...
I gotta check.
Yeah. Let's investigate that real quick. Just out of curiosity. The banana thing I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
I just don't remember the other part.
I think it's a mix of two different variations on that joke. It's true. It says right here, Ernie has a banana in his ear to keep alligators away, but Bert doesn't believe him.
Yo.
So yeah, it's that type of
It's that energy.
So there you go. I do know cinema.
See, full circle.
Well, let me tell you, this is a great ending to the episode because talking to you about these 3 episodes has helped me not just appreciate them more, but I feel like understand them more.
Yeah.
Understand the potential intent for the color palette change they explained in the theater, but maybe this new art style is meant to evoke a sense of fear, distrust.
Yeah.
And you're like, these don't look exactly like the characters. This could be Cope.
Yeah, they are in like it could be Cope, but I think specifically him kind of using the material outside of themselves to build onto this.
I have one more thing to say. So over the last few months, I have been reading more like online criticism of the things that I'm watching.
Oh, sure.
And also like reading mini spoilers.
I don't like
mini spoilers. Not stuff that will ruin the story, but it's like, okay, now I know this is happening.
Right.
I know. Yeah. And I did that not during the fighting for Hajime no Ippo, but for New Challenger and for Rising.
Oh, sure.
And I think it has like very subtly negated the impact of those entire shows. Like, I think I ruined both of those series.
I could see that.
And I think that I did that for Dawn to Dawn as well. So I'm going to make an effort to stop reading YouTube comments and stop reading articles about and stop reading subreddits about shows that I'm in the middle of watching.
Yeah.
I think to myself, I can take it.
Yeah, I can handle it.
I can handle this. I've been in the mines.
Yeah, the industry for so many years.
I've been working in the mines. I've been in the mines.
The mine shaft.
Yeah, and we still have to do our Minecraft review, by the way. So
the movie Minecraft review.
I am Steve. The great opening line of every movie.
Yeah. This is cinematic. It's a cinematic feat.
I actually left right after that line because I said, "There's no way it can get better than this." And then I heard as I was walking away, "Chicken jockey."
I would really love if there was like a Tenacious D thing in that movie.
There's a song in the movie.
Good.
And we've talked about this on the show before, but I know more about it now. So it's Steve's Lava Chicken. And he goes, lava chicken. Oh, mamacita, now you're ringing the bell, dude. You know, he's doing the Jack Black riffs.
Yes, he's doing the Jack Black
and it's spicy as hell. So, you get a little bit of the D.
Yeah. He's always gonna, for the most part, he's gonna present himself in it.
Yeah, he's always going to be a little bit of Jables.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Anytime they have him singing something.
Yeah.
He just has a certain type of riff that he'll do vocally that you're like, that's Jables.
That's definitely it.
And for Minecraft, it's when he says, ooh, mamacita, now you're ringing that bell. He sounds like Jables there.
Yeah.
I didn't like his Bowser song, Peaches.
I didn't love it. It grew on me a little bit the more I heard it, but it grew on me the more I heard it. I didn't like it at first at all, but
peaches.
Yeah, the more I heard it, I like it. It's not his best stuff or anything like that, but
KG would be shaking his head if you thought that was his best.
It's like, this is as good as he can get.
Yeah, right.
This is
it. He needs Rage Cage in order to be his best.
Absolutely.
But anyway, enough about Rage Cage. We'll talk about him next week.
Yeah.
No, so overall, I would say that I had my reasons for not super loving the premiere. I felt bad afterward.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Oh, no, I've been doing this thing where I get home from, if I'm out.
Oh, sure.
I get home and just sit in the driveway in my car and just sit there for a long time.
Sulk.
Not even sulk, but just sit in a cocoon of sadness.
Oh.
Where I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
And so I'm like just on the phone and I'm feeling horrible. And I know that there's a world outside of my car.
Oh, sure.
And I have to step out into it eventually.
Sure. But
I'm just like, fucking, this shit fucking sucks,
man.
Jinx.
Sucks, man.
That's our second jinx. And I think a lot of fathers do this, from what I hear, is that they get home. And,
I was going to tell you that I just do this a lot. What's happening to you right now is you're transitioning.
Oh boy. He said it. Yep. I'm going to wake up your family. Oops.
No, you're fine.
Sorry for yelling.
No.
But when someone tells me I'm transitioning, I immediately freak out.
Like,
it's like that girl at the theater, who's trying to threaten our traditional.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm going to give you guys 2 straws.
I'm going to give you guys 2 straws you can share." And I put my hand on her neck and I say, "You will not do that.
Yes, I'm a traditional man.
You'll do no such thing." I became a Mad Max villain.
Yeah.
But
dangerous.
So
but I feel you.
I feel like a lot of it is my fault, and I'm not trying to cope. I do think that sometimes in life, and this is probably the first time we've talked about this on the podcast, but sometimes mental health does affect your critical analysis.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no shame in it, and it's not like I've been like a bear about it. But I remember when that's like a Paul Kinsey reference, but
yeah.
I remember at the end of the screening, I was like, I don't want to burn pod, but and you were like, yeah, I know, but all I gotta say is like 2 thumbs up or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like,
I enjoyed that.
My heart sank. No, you said something about thumbs up.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
These sad memories. And I remember I was like, God damn it.
Why does he love it?
No, it's more like, I wish I was there with him.
Oh, I see. I
truly do. Like, I'm not someone who's like, I want to make someone
one of those type of people.
No, I don't want to make people feel my way. Like,
I know people like that.
If someone really loves a movie, I go, good on you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do anything to try to drag you down.
I respect that.
So
I know people that are the other way.
Well, it would make for better pod.
Yes, it would.
Hey.
First of all.
So how's your eyesight? These new character sheets look like shit. Yeah. They look like character shits.
Yeah, character shits. This is the problem with your viewpoint.
Dragon Ball Daima had much better animation than this.
If you compare this to the first couple scenes of the first season.
You're like, and how is Dragon Ball Daima's story? And I go, well,
let's not talk about that.
One subject at a time.
Right. Let's not talk about that.
The what now?
The what now?
I make it sound like I don't care about story. No, I maintain the whole time, even on like right after we saw the movie, I go, the story's still great.
Oh yeah.
I said that to you in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Because we got into a fight in the parking lot.
We just fisticuffs.
It was
circling around each other.
I thought it was mid.
Yeah.
I thought it was epic. And then Inner Light starts playing.
Wait, who is Gigi? Me, right?
Oh, you mean? Okay,
yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, who would be Gigi? I know. I just popped that up.
I thought you had a dad moment where you forgot who the character Gigi was.
Wait, who's that? By the way,
who's Gigi?
That would be hilarious.
Dude,
just like blank face. Who's Gigi?
Who's Gigi? Like, we've been talking about him this whole time.
What are you talking about?
Damn it, dude.
You don't remember Gigi?
You get enough sleep? No.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
When I was driving over here, I wanted to ask you. Mm-hmm. I saw your phone desktop.
Yep.
I saw your desktop wallpaper.
Yep.
And I love that you're repping the EPO.
I'm repping the EPO hard. This is I'm in throwback anime mode. Mm-hmm. That's how you know that I'm in now. Remember I talked about before we started this show that I felt like I was outside looking in? Mm-hmm. I'm inside now. Mm-hmm. This is what it looks like when I'm inside.
He's locked in, folks.
I got my phone.
Yeah.
I got a desktop. I'm in.
Would you believe that when I was finishing the fighting, I was scared that you had gotten over EPO?
No.
I thought that we were 2 ships in the night and you were going to move on to something else.
No. I still have to finish my last couple for the 3rd season.
I'm on the Eagle fight right now.
I'm right there, yep.
Really?
Yeah, we're in the same
We
spot.
are caught up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I trained 1,000 years and I caught up to you.
See, you did it. You made it.
That's one of my favorite Takamura dub lines.
1,000 years.
You'll have to train 1,000 years to catch up with me.
Yes, we're exactly the same place.
Wow. We should do a watch party.
Oh.
Because I heard the last few episodes of Rising are fantastic.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already in, but like
I have thoughts about New Challenger and Rising, and they're not as
scathing.
They're not as negative as you would think.
Yeah.
I think Rising had potential to be like a fucking awesome show, and it's still
the third season, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still. I think it's still good.
Yeah,
I haven't finished it, of course.
Yeah, same.
I think it's still a good show.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I thought we'd end the show with a light final segment, which is we would say what character from IPPO we think we are most like.
Mm-hmm. Starting with you, it sounds like.
Starting with me.
Mm-hmm.
You go. Starting with you, it sounds like, because you're self-centered.
No, because I couldn't think. I was like, there wouldn't be a way that, I guess it wouldn't make sense sonically to do it at the same time if we were talking about two different people. Yeah, but anyway.
It would be tough to, it's like when Weezer did this song called If You're Wondering If I Want You To, and they did a duet version.
Oh, interesting.
And what happened was that they did it with Sarah Bareilles.
They did?
Uh-huh.
I might have to listen to that because I kind of like Sarah. It's not bad. It's not good.
It's not good. That's for sure.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Then I won't listen. If it's bad, I'll listen.
That's an interesting pairing, though.
Yeah, and she's awesome.
Yeah, I like her actually.
And Weezer's awesome too. But for this one wasn't my fave. It was
That's unfortunate.
It was the new challenger of duets. But the song, the chorus goes, "Girl, if you're wondering if I want you to." But they had him say "girl" in the duet, and they had Hurl say
they had
boy. Hurley. No, they had Sarah say "boy." And so hearing both those words at once during the chorus, it becomes...
Yeah, I don't like that.
It sucks.
I already can hear that doesn't sound good. Right.
You gotta, when you're having two people say two different words, there's gotta be some sort of shared consonant or shared feel in the word.
Yep. And I've seen it done correctly in that,
me too.
The boy girl thing.
And well, the fix would be that he would say, "and she said," and she would say, "and he said."
Yep.
"Girl."
Yes.
And they both say "girl."
Yeah.
And she said and he said, you could say those on top of each other.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll send this to Weezer's manager later. But you remember that performance from 2009? Here's the cinema sin for it.
The cinema sin.
Ding. 2 words don't sound good on top of each other. So
I'm thinking about the characters.
They're shirtless, beautiful boys.
Yep.
In body mass alone.
Yep, about 19 or so. Actually, the other 2 are probably a little bit older than
they're in their 20s.
Okay.
Mid-20s.
Yep.
So it's all fine.
For you. Okay, I gotta think about that.
I have the one who I think I'm most like.
Okay. I had a funny one that's completely unrealistic, but that is funny.
I have so many ways I could go.
Yeah. There's a lot of
in our edgy humor style of this episode, I have a way I'd like to go, but I won't.
All right, let's think character. Main cast.
Main cast, but you could do one of the side guys if you want.
That's fine. I can't. Yeah, main cast is fine.
And we'll do a 3, 2, 1, and we'll say who we think that I'm most like. Girl.
It's kind of tough, actually. That's tough.
I guess we're not.
Actually, you know what? Funny enough, yeah.
You got someone?
Yeah, I think I do, actually.
All right, and mine is going to be very delusional and cope.
Yeah, watch it be the same. Watch, ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Kimura. No, I'm not like Ippo.
You're not Kimura. Oh, Kimura is the, he had the movie.
Yeah, he had the movie.
Yeah.
That's why. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Because he's more, he's less prone to risk taking in the ring.
Good point.
And he's very focused on the fundamentals and is trying to do things right.
That was my first choice, was him.
So he's more defensive and less offensive. So he's a outboxer.
Yeah,
is what they call it.
Outboxing, yeah. Yeah, that was my first choice for you.
Man, that's such a nice thing to say.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's so nice.
But then I was like, you're more, like, your personality is cuter than Kimura's. More like Ippo, because he's kind of like this, you know, Ippo's kind of like quirky, but like, he's like, you know what I'm saying? Ippo's Ippo. He kind of has this thing about him that people like, and like, it's very Ippo, you know what I mean? Like, people, like, they like,
well,
you know, Ippo's hard to explain, but like he's a young guy. People like him. He's unsure, but
do you remember the scene where he meets Jason Ozma and
Yes,
Jason Osma goes, "Are you Makanouchi?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm like Ippo. First step, one step, two step, ha ha ha." And he's like giggling.
Yes.
He's super shy.
Yeah.
And as they're walking out of there, the coach practically says, "You made a fool of yourself back there." He's very embarrassed.
He's such an old man. That's such an old man.
But
attitude.
Ippo is like shy, and he has his finger to his mouth, like it's super weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but like, it's cute. It's like, it works. It works for him though.
Yeah, and he's virginal, and I give off that vibe, so I get it.
Like halfway. I wouldn't say all the way.
No, I think Ippo is extremely like positive. Whereas I'm not. I'm more.
I guess you're right.
I'm more
way.
negative.
Yeah, there's not like a negative character in that.
I feel like Kimura might be the most negative.
You're right.
He's more realistic. Where he goes, I can't beat that guy.
Yeah.
That's what makes his movie so inspirational for me.
I love it. Yeah,
is because he's like really trying his absolute best for the first time. It seems like, and he's just, I gotta do this.
Yeah. I do love that energy that he brought.
It's like this once in a lifetime moment where he's like, I have to push myself as hard as Ippo.
Yeah.
I can do it. And
it built up to it. No, I think the Kimura thing is that was my gut reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Ippo was?
No, Kimura was.
Oh.
I had to really try to think hard to think, like, is it more like that or is it?
Well, listen, man.
Yeah.
If the next time I'm running, which will be Tuesday, I'm going to think to myself, I'm Ippo. Which I honestly, you would be shocked how much I think about like Ippo and non Ippo related things.
Yeah, just like outside of the show.
No, it helped me during recording the latest album, like during tough moments.
Yeah,
when I thought I couldn't do something, and I'm like, no, when Ippo was about to get knocked out by Sawamura, or whatever his name is, I'm like, no, he hit the brakes and went. And
there's that thing about the show does this really great, beautiful thing where like they're about to hit the mat.
Yeah.
It's kind of unrealistic in a way.
Yeah. With Ippo, it becomes like a superpower.
Right, exactly. He's about to hit the mat, but then this thing inside clicks in, or it's the last gasp thing.
Yeah,
not yet.
Yeah,
that energy. I love that. So that's very
Okay, well, I have my pick for you.
Yeah, I have a goofy pick for it. I think
I have my first pick, and then I think I just thought of a different one, but I'll give my first one.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Aoki.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought about you when I was watching him today for some reason.
Yeah, Aoki is like he's a really interesting guy. He's really interesting, actually. That's the beauty of the show, is that they really kind of dig into some of those characters a lot more, and they have way more layer.
They're gag characters sometimes,
but not all the time.
But Aoki had one of the best fights in season 3, or in Rising. Excuse me.
Yeah, and he's got a unique energy, has a unique approach to the game, the boxing game. And he's fun.
Yeah.
And when he's locked in, he's locked in.
Keeps things light.
Keeps things light though. Loves his lady.
That's you.
That helps feed that relation. Not even just like his lady, but like the woman's energy actually helps like boost him. Mm. It's very me.
Yeah.
It's very me. Yeah. So Aoki. Yeah.
I'm glad we can agree on that.
I hate that he got shit on. Was there a thing about him like not smelling good or something like that?
Yeah. His underlings. I forget what you would call them. The worst characters in Ippo, maybe.
They are really bad.
Horrible.
They're like, you know what they're like? The Muppets is like Eep and like. They're like these two little, like, Eep and Erp, like, I don't know what those characters are in the Muppets, but, like, yeah, they're very that.
They're just gross and don't help.
Gross, like, stick figure characters.
The one time they helped is that they had a notebook full of people's techniques, and then
that was cool.
Itagaki, who is a character that appeared out of nowhere,
and
then was part of the team before earning it.
Yeah, the young boy.
But anyway, and that's why he reminds me of you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's like some young guy that never earned it.
My joke answer, the edgelord answer would have been just Jason Ozma because he was a black.
Oh yeah, that's right. the black nice dude.
That was he's really nice.
He's really nice. Yeah,
He's nice. He could be nicer than Ippo.
Honestly, I think. You know, it's so fun. Ippo doesn't really get the opportunity not to be nice.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why, like, he stays in that realm. But I think Osman, just the way he lives his life is very gracious.
Yeah.
And thankful. And
I saw the Japanese version of that scene, and he's using English in the Japanese scene, and it's just so endearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's super cute.
I'd like to listen to that. That's
why Ippo talks about first step, two step, because he's saying, in the original version, he's talking about how Ippo means first step, two step in English. So
that's cute. That's really cute.
No, but I hear you're a strong fighter. He says that in, I think, in English.
That's really great.
Anyway.
That's really great.
No, but my other one was maybe Date, just because he has a kid and he fights for his kid.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, Date's...
But no, you're Aoki, and you've mastered the look away. Catch us next week. We're going to be talking about Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, we'll probably... I mean, speaking of Ippo, we'll probably touch on Champion Road.
Oh, dude. Not Champion. Well...
Sorry, not Champion Road. What's the other one?
Mashiba versus Kimura.
That's the one I want to
I think we should do... This would be cool. We should find time to finish Rising.
Yes, right.
And do an episode just about Champion Road, Mashiba versus Kimura, and it would be a lot to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be an episode.
New Challenger and Rising.
Yeah.
I guess that would be all of it in one episode.
Yeah, we could fit that in. It would be like a little Ippo extravaganza. Cap it off. Let's cap it off.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. I love Ippo.
Yeah, it'll be fat. The episode will be fat.
It'll be long.
Yeah, which is good though. I like I don't think we've never marathoned an ep. I think the closest we've gotten to is probably like
the Dragon Ball Daima episode where we did 10 episodes.
Yeah, how long was that episode? Do you know that our longest record was like 2 hours?
It might be this one.
No, I think we've gotten past that. I think we've gotten to like 2:30 something before.
Oh, you know what it was?
Yeah.
It was our favorite moments of 2024.
Yeah, good episode.
That was one of the best episodes.
Yeah, real good. You were cracking up, yo.
We were dying. We kept getting your list because the way we randomized it. And so part 1 is pretty much all you, and then part 2 is pretty much all me.
It's pretty great.
Remarkably, the view totals for those episodes are very similar, so my ego isn't destroyed.
See?
Yeah. It was close.
Beauty.
Close, but no cigarillo.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ippo extravaganza next week. Follow us on dermot.mn at Instagram. Take 2. Follow us at dermot.mn on Instagram and TikTok. And you can find us on YouTube, Akira Slide Podcast. Make sure to like and leave a review. It makes people realize this is not AI generated content, and
absolutely,
it's real.
Yeah, drop a comment in the YouTube algorithms will thank us.
Comment on everything.
Yeah, comment on everything.
Just comment on everything. It doesn't have to be about what we're posting.
Yeah, just say something in there.
Just leave a recipe. All right, catch you next week.
Adios.
Slide on out of here.
Yeah.